What is going on, guys? Real quick, I wanted to jump on my check. I wanted to jump on this thing and just do one of two things. One, I bet you guys are wondering what the fuck is going on with all these damn videos and reels and all this other stuff. And quite honestly, like I don't know. I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging out. I'm just having fun. I wanted to do two things or a couple things this year. One, I wanted to take I wanted to prioritize the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, and just in life in general. I have a lot of baskets, meaning I have the car stuff, I have the fitness stuff, I have the friend stuff, the socializing, the this content creating, playing video games. There's a lot of things that I enjoy doing. But what's going on, or what has happened always in the past, is you can't fill every basket. The reality of it is that there are just too many things that I enjoy doing, and I can't obviously be everywhere at once. So what I wanted to do this year, for me, for myself, just to prove it to myself, and just to really, I guess, take myself a little bit more serious, right? Because I feel like I do have good qualities. I feel like I am a good friend. I feel like I do make mistakes, but I try to learn from them and own up to them. And going into this year, I wanted to kind of prioritize the things that I'm good at and really maximize on things that really are more efficient. So one of the things that I wanted to do this year was, one, I wanted to really hyper focus on the two baskets that I narrowed down, the biggest ones for me. I'm going to say fitness is one, and then real estate is the other. And the reason I picked these two baskets is easy. Obviously, the real estate one pays the bills. That is my means of survival, right? So now the fitness basket in particular is the one that I feel like is the most beneficial to me. It's when I'm at my peak, comfort, performance, just feel good day to day, right? When I work out, when I'm on track with my food, when I'm on track with just a healthier lifestyle. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not gonna partake in some wings from Scallywags that I enjoy, or occasional drink here and there. But I want my day to day or month. Yeah, I want my day to day stuff to be a little bit more along the lines of, did I check two boxes? Did I do anything business related to help me grow my business? And then two, did I do anything physically to help just better myself? As I get older, as I get older, I started to kind of just really put into perspective what was some of the things that I really needed to prioritize just this year going forward, based off the last year that I had. So last year, for those of you that don't know, I was an operator at a chemical plant here in the Houston area, or South Houston area, over by the coast, by the bay, or whatever you want to call it. And I was doing really well. I was making close to about 200 grand a year. Had benefits, I had insurance, had a pretty flexible schedule. But ultimately, I saw what these guys were in their 50s and 60s, and I didn't want my life to be like that. I didn't want I couldn't imagine settling down, having kids, and not being able to be present and not being able to be around over what, right? So I personally took it upon myself to kind of reevaluate what it is I wanted to do, and that wasn't it. So I had some money saved. I had funds set for a rainy day, and what I ultimately decided to do was to go ahead and hang up that career. Now, could I have done it better? Absolutely. Could I have waited a lot longer? Absolutely. But I am one of those people that if my back is not against the wall, then I just kind of lollygag around. And I've been wanting to get out of there for some time. Now, I will say this. That career was a beautiful opportunity for me. It actually opened a lot of doors, and it just provided a lot of funds to do a lot of cool things, like buy this camera, buy this computer, buy the lens, buy this house, travel, buy my cars, do a lot of stuff like that. So to knock it entirely, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to knock that entirely, because it is a great career. It is something that was a blessing to me and continues to be a blessing for a lot of people. So if you guys are looking to do something like that and don't mind, if you just want to make a good living and you want to just earn a good amount of money and just really just have fun and just you're okay with that, that's fine. Like go into that career, go get your two-year degree, apply yourself into that and just keep applying, keep applying. How I went in to get in there, I started off doing like civil work or fire watch work or iron work or helper. My brother's in the industry as well. Did he help? I don't know. Did he hurt? Probably not. But he is in that particular same company as well. So let me turn this off. Focus, do not disturb. What did that maybe open the opportunity for me? Maybe not. I don't know, but it definitely didn't hurt. So there's that. Like I said, ultimately, I just found myself just in a funk, and I just wanted to do something deeper. And I was just kicking ideas back with my brother and some friends about what other things we can do. And I was kind of looking at what some of my friends were doing career-wise, and I was looking at just kind of other options out there. And one thing after another pretty much just led me into real estate. Now, I have done a little bit of wholesaling. I have done some flippings. I have done some things along those lines with my brother. I have gotten pretty good at finding or just finding the resources to really just find properties that are off market, and just some things come natural to me talking to people. And I've been able to really just, that's what I've been able to use to kind of grow this business and kind of take it to the next level. Now, because I wanted to do this, because I wanted to kind of hold myself accountable, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing all this stuff, is I wanted to really, like I said, remove a lot of the things that are just leisures and hyper focus on the things that are what I'm going to prioritize this year. And that was, like I said, the real estate and the fitness thing. Something about being fit, being confident, something about looking confident, looking good, how you dress. I feel like I walk, with a little chip on my shoulder, a humble chip on my shoulder, where I feel like I can conduct business when I feel like I can move better and conduct business better when I feel good about myself. And in order for me to feel good about myself, I have noticed that I have better days when I am at the gym or in a fitness kick, and I'm doing these things to kind of better myself. I feel like everything else just kind of just falls into place when I do that. So that's why I wanted to focus on that. Now, the real estate thing, obviously, for the bills. Now, I have been pretty consistent over the course of the, I'm going into my third year in real estate. I'm on my third year of real estate now. So I actually have started to see how the things that I've been doing, whether it's the reels, whether it's just following up with people, just branding myself, I'm starting to see how that little that I've done, not really applying myself 100%, I'm starting to see where that is going and how that is moving. So because I see that little light at the end of the tunnel, I want to remove all distractions from myself this year. I got to stop saying what and all these things, but something else I'm going to work on, which is why I want to record these things so I can go back and watch these things and see how does my content compare to the content that's out there, right? So one of the things, like I said, I wanted to do was take the small momentum that I have right now with the things that I've done in the last 3 years, or 2 years coming up on the third year now, and I want to really, really apply pressure in those particular things. I obviously am good at, there's again. I'm gonna write this stuff down. I'm gonna see how many I can say in this particular video. So I'm gonna use the back of this. Or us, whatever. That was at least 2. So what I want to do is I wanted to really take my God-given ability to just befriend people, socialize with people, build those relationships with people, to leverage that and grow my business. And one of 2 things when it comes to this real estate market, you can do it for 2 different purposes. You can do it for the purpose of making money, or you can do it for the purpose to help people. When you do it, this is what I've learned when I had my job. I was making, like I said, almost 200 grand a year. And when I was doing real estate part-time, I realized that whether I got to sell or not, I didn't really care. I was more focused on building that relationship. And one of the things that I feel really helped me do that was because of the fact that I didn't need the money simply because I already had a full-time job. So I want to continue to pursue my business in that direction. Is it going to take longer? Yes. Am I going to get paid right now? Probably not. But what it's going to do is it's going to build a genuine following, I feel, for people that my approach is knowledge. I want to be able to give people the knowledge they have to take these resources and things that I've learned being in this industry and change their lives. Give them an opportunity that maybe they didn't see possible, right? So it helps when you have a friend in that industry, and I'm just going to treat my business as that friend in the industry. And if I have to not make so much money on this particular deal, and it allows someone to change their family dynamics and give them a home because one, they've never either had a home, or they're stuck renting, or they went through some hardship. I don't necessarily care about the money as long as I have enough to survive, more so than I want to fill that real estate basket with knowledge and outpour that knowledge to my friends and family that I can help them do what it is. Another one. Do what it is that they want to do when it comes to this real estate market. I really look at real estate like a game. I think it is a very higher scale game of Monopoly, and talking to different people in this industry and getting to know other people in this industry, I'm starting to see how they maneuver and how much of a game it really is. Now, with that being said, there is risk and reward, so you have to be mindful of those things as well. But that's going to be my approach for this vlog, or for this. I journal, right? I journal quite often, and I want to also add another one. I also want to add to the things there. Another one. I want to. I'm gonna just. I'm gonna put like 5 on here. What I want to continue to do is, 1, do these things. 2, hold myself accountable for for the things that I have told myself I was gonna do. I want to continue to do these things as a show up factor. I want to continue to prove it to myself that, 1, I can do the things that I put my mind to and I set myself out to do. Like learning to weld, learning to build vehicles, work on stuff, do this, do that. Those are the things that I didn't know how to do, that I applied myself with YouTube, with technology, and I've been able to learn those things. I have a pause in between that because I'm trying not to say so I'm going to try to work on that a little bit better. 1, for speech, for communication, just to be able to communicate better. So that's what I've realized about myself. I am good at getting into things and learning a little bit about these things, and then I jump ship, kind of like a squirrel syndrome, right? And that's been great because I've been able to meet a lot of people in various industries and other things. But like I said, the plan for this year is to, 1, create these things so that I can continue to hold myself accountable, give somebody a little template of kind of what worked for me, so maybe they can do something for themselves as well. And really just go back and reflect on the years of what I did last year. January 1st, this is my plan of attack, how I plan to do this, right? 6 months, update. Where am I at with business? Where are things going? At the end of the year, excuse me, I'm on the water fast, and this is the congestion that's happening with what my body's doing, releasing mucus and all these other things. So, these are one of the things that I want to do. I want to go back and use this as a guideline and a journal, a virtual journal, as to what it is that I'm doing, that I stick with the things that I'm doing, and what success have I had with putting in that work. So from the real estate aspect, I want to get at least 2 listings a week. How I'm going to do that is, or what that looks like, is 104 listings a year. So if I reverse engineer that and I say, this is my goal, how do I get these listings? Well, one of the things that I don't really like doing is I don't like picking up the phone and calling people. But in this industry, from the studying and the things that I've learned, is you have to have one-on-one conversations. All the marketing on social media, all the reels and the branding and all that stuff is great too. Don't get me wrong. That does really play a impact, because I've seen that. I've had people reach out to me solely based off the brand, the car, the networking, the marketing, all that works. But in a world where there are other avenues to magnify on these particular things, it is rather silly to not use what I have available here, which is this phone. I don't have to leave my house, and I can find business and leads with this particular device. So what I'm going to do is, from a business perspective on the real estate thing, is have more one-on-one conversations, and how you do that is just to cold call and market my area, market expired listings, and just be actively pressing that particular thing. So marketing on the social media thing, I'm taking that approach to it. Having these one-on-one conversations, I'm having that approach to it. I'm going to order more t-shirts, I'm going to order more things, and I'm just going to wear those everywhere. Simply because I want people to know my brand, and I wanted people to know what it is that I do and my business. That's that. The fitness side, I am going to focus on one, restricting the things that don't really benefit me, like going out to eat and the drinking, and just getting more sleep. I need to work on getting to sleep a little bit earlier. I need to work on getting up my plan, getting up in the morning, hit the gym in the morning, come back, get to work normal 9 to 5, 8 to 5 hours, and then in the evenings, I will take those evenings to really kind of unwind and just really reevaluate my day-to-day activity. Did I check the real estate box, and did I check the fitness box? And then how do I continue to use my free time to, one, build relationships with people, hang out with my family a little bit more, and just really read more. I've got a lot of books and stuff that I want to continue to read and brush up on more this year. So that is the purpose of me doing these things. It is just simply for me to hold myself accountable, but to go back and watch these things and see where I was this year, the beginning of this year, and where I'm going to be the end of this year. Now, I did reflect on that on my 2024 and my 2023 and 2022, and I've slowly started to kind of trend upwards. So because I've done that with all these little side missions and all these little distractions, from now on, I'm going to remove those things, and I'm going to really, really, really hyper focus on those two baskets, the real estate and then the fitness one, and see how far I can push these this year. Life is short. We don't have much time, and whether we do the things that we want or whether we don't do the things that we want, it doesn't matter. We're all going to die at the end of the day. What I want to do is I want to really change the momentum and change the dynamic of my life, and the only way I think I'm going to be able to do that is if I focus on those two things. And that is what I guess the third one would be, to create this stuff, these reels and these content and these virtual logs and these journals, vlogs, whatever you want to call them, to hold myself accountable. That's another reason why I want to do this. I sit in here sometimes and I record these things and I go back and I'm like, am I doing the work? Boom, boom, boom. Do it for the sake of making content. Boom, boom, boom. So that's the reason for this. And I just wanted to create this, and I wanted to really share with you guys something personal, which is what I've got going on here on the things that I want to do. Now, I encourage you guys to find something similar. Find something that is that has been bothering you for a little while, that you're just not comfortable about, whether it's fitness, whether it's finances, whether it's your housing situation, your career. I could make weird, risky jumps because it's just me, and I was okay with selling the cars, selling the house, selling everything if I absolutely needed to. Now, I'm not there yet, but if I don't apply myself, I will eventually get to that point where I'm going to have to sell everything, and I don't want to get to that point. So, with that being said, find something that it is that you guys are, even if it's something as small as going to the gym. Go to the gym. Make that initial little lifestyle change. As we get older, our body doesn't heal as much. We start having more issues, and it's essential for us to kind of it is not kind of, but it is essential for us to take care of ourselves and kind of prolong that life that we have, especially if you have kids or just in general. There's people that care about us, and to see us go over something silly as, just health, it just doesn't really make sense. So, I'm not perfect. I'm still going to do the things that I enjoy, which is some of the, like I said, going out, maybe grabbing a beer, eating some of these foods that I enjoy. But overall, I want my day-to-day and my weekly things at least to be consistent with business growth and then physical growth and then obviously a mental win with reading and kind of applying myself. So that's what I have, and that's what I'm working on this year. And I encourage you guys to do something, whether it's a journal, whether it's a reel or something like that. Hold yourself to some kind of accountability so that you continue to show up for yourself. And what if it just helps somebody? What if you're an example for somebody? So that's my approach. That's what I'm doing this year. Those are the things that I'm working on. And like I said, I encourage you guys to do that. And I'm going to continue to do these things going into, there's another one. I'm going to continue to do these things going into the year. And I just want to see how much I can continue to grow and what it is if I apply myself and what results I get because of the work that I did. So that's all I have. That is my 2024 New Year's resolution. Those are the things that I'm going to try to work on this year. And if I can help anybody along the way, if you guys have any questions, or if you have any pointers, or suggestions, or you want to sit down and you want to hold each other accountable to it, I'm open to it. Let's do it. Let's knock it out. Let's encourage people to do better and change and try to just maximize their life while we do have it here. So I wish you guys the best. I hope you guys have a great year. I hope you guys really apply yourselves and do some of the things that you really have that fire to do in you. It is a scary thing to take risk. It is a stressful thing to do, big changes. But at the end of the day, whether you do or you don't, it doesn't matter. We're all going to end up in a grave or air fried, according to a meme, or ashes or whatever, cremated or whatever. So it ultimately doesn't really matter at the end of life. Choose the higher road that brings you joy. Choose the path that checks more boxes for you. So that's all I have. And that's a wrap. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. We're coming up on 20 minutes. I don't know who's going to watch this or whatever, but you guys enjoy. You guys enjoy this, and let's get the most out of life, and let's finally stick with something that is going to be something that'll really feed us here. So make calculated decisions.